Hey everybody, welcome to our live. This is the noon live. I am Heather and we come to you live Monday through Friday every day, several times a day, so you can learn more about Luminous, what we have to offer, get your questions asked, and see the product being done as well. We know that there's a lot of people that are interested in Luminous, have questions about it. Maybe you've ordered it and you're like, I don't know what to do with it. I ordered it. Do I keep all of that? And this is so all those questions can be answered, and we show you how easy it truly is to do. So I put the times below on when we are live, so you can hopefully jump on one, but of course you can always go through and look at the replay, of course. So, hey, Candy, good to see you. I hope you're having a great Monday. We always go over the basics, and I want to put up our starter kit. This is the Icon. We also have the Icon Pro, the Legend, and they're all the same as far as how the instructions. So what we're telling you guys to do and these steps to have flawless makeup and to look flawless in less time and use 10 times less makeup, it's going to be the same across all of our systems. Now, the Icon is the newest one. We also have an Icon Pro, which is double speed, or dual speed, I should say. And it has a stronger air pressure. So when you're doing more body work, maybe some tanning, you can jump in and use that one. And then the Legend, of course, is going to be the same, similar to the Icon. Now, it does come with the foundation, and we're going to go over that. We give you the 2 large bottles of foundation so you can color match 365 days a year, and also so you can practice. So think of this starter kit as your practice kit. Now, these steps right here, it's what's going to get you used to airbrushing. Of course, this is a different way of putting it on, and so there's going to be a little bit of a learning curve. We always like to say use it 7 days in a row. By that 7th day, you'll have it down for sure. The more you have the stylus in your hand, the more you're going to learn and the better you're going to be. Now, the great thing about our system is that it all comes with all put together. The only thing you have to do is plug in the power cord, but the hose that's attached to the stylus and the compressor already on, you just plug in the power cord. Now, I'm going to leave these up because we're going to go over what to do, like how to get used to it and all of that fun stuff. So, hey, Jacqueline, how are you? Hey, Cindy, good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. It's been a while. It's been a minute. So today, if you saw in the title, I want to talk about X out versus eraser and how to pick which one of those, or how you're going to choose from one of those. So, hey, Deborah, good to see you. I miss you too, Cindy. So we are going to go over that. But when you first get your system, I want you to get it out, plug it in, and turn it on. And as soon as you turn it on, there's air that comes out. So as soon as that you feel that air, you're going to start moving that around your face. And what that is showing you, because wherever you feel this air is where the makeup's going to go. So it takes that guesswork out, because people are like, well, how do I know it's on? You'll feel it. You feel that air, that's where the makeup's going to go. But nothing is being released until you pull back on this trigger. So you can do this for a few minutes and get used to that movement and going around your face and keeping it 4 finger widths away without even applying anything. This is practice. And then you can fill this guy up with water and then start pulling back on the trigger. And that's going to let you determine how far to pull back on the trigger, which is super, super light. If you have water dripping down your face, then you're definitely pulling back too far. If it's just kind of moist, then you're perfect. Perfecto. All right, so let's talk. I'm still going to leave this up because we're still going to talk about that. But let's talk about X out and eraser. This is what I like to call pre-coverage. So it's something that gets you started in your coverage, and it gets you, it just gives you kind of a head start in coverage. X out, or I'm sorry, eraser, only comes in 1 shade and is going to help cover redness, broken capillaries. It'll start that process. And then X out comes in 3 different shades And this is obviously the medium. It comes in fair, medium, and deep. And that's going to give you a little step up in coverage. And it's X out dark circles. So it's mainly for underneath here, but use it all over. I would pick one or the other. There are times, I mean, definitely I have both because this is our in our Airbrush Essentials. There are days that I just use eraser, and then there's days that I go to X out. It depends on the look. And that's what I love about Luminous, is the fact that you can really achieve whatever look you want every day. Because I don't know if you're like me. I mean, there's some days we don't need a full face of makeup, right? And so you're able to choose, pick and choose what you want. It's all making you look flawless, and there's some products that overlap. So don't get overwhelmed by that. Just see what you need to cover. And do you think you're going to need X out, which is going to give you a little bit more coverage, or eraser that's going to start your coverage? Hey, Jeannie, how are you? My weekend was great. It was amazing. I really didn't do anything. But it was good. It was good. All right. I'm going to use the X out in medium because I feel like I used eraser last week. So I'm turning my system on. I feel that air. All right. I feel that air. Nothing is being let out yet. How was everybody else's weekend? I'm going to do about 4 drops. Probably don't need that much, but we're going to start the coverage. Now, the other thing I love about Luminous is the fact that I call it pre-coverage, but if you did any kind of pre-coverage with traditional makeup, you would see that demarcation line, and you would see the difference in your skin. And with Luminous, with airbrushing, it blends in, it's working with your skin. So I am going to do it on my eyes because my eyes are darker, and then underneath here as well. So I start the cover. I actually start my movement first, spraying super light. You know what I do want to do real quick? Yeah, because I want to show you the difference between X out and eraser. Now, again, this is the medium. And you can see how that is going to blend, if I applied it the right way, that would blend into my skin, right? And then let me do a couple of drops of eraser. And then that's going to be a little bit lighter. Now, this is not how you apply it because that's way too heavy and wet. But when you're applying it, or you know what I'll do? Let me wipe off this side, and then I'll do half eraser and half X out. I think that'll be good. All right. Hello, Claudia Champagne. What a nice name, from Michigan, Claudia Champagne. Oh, Cindy, you're still closed? Yeah. Oh, yay. Jeannie airbrushed her nieces over the weekend. How fun. Fun. All right. Let me do eraser. I'll do eraser on this side. I'm just going to do a couple of drops. And I'll do it on my lids. Now, we saw the color when I sprayed it full out. But notice, like, you really don't see that. That is how light you are spraying. You want to spray super light. And it covers the redness. And remember, you make passes to get that coverage. Now, keep in mind, with all this pre-coverage, we're still spraying light. We're still pulling back very little on that trigger. We're keeping that stylus moving. I'm not settling to one spot twice. Even though there'll be some overlap, you're not going to stay in that one spot at all. Like when I start the movement and then I pull back on the trigger and I feel it, my hand's moving down to get that coverage. Now, I also don't have to cover it 100%. Why? Because I still have my foundation to do, right? So going to put X out on this side so I remember what side. So this is X out, the one that comes in one shade. So you do see how light you spray. And then now I'm going to take X out in medium. And this is all in the Airbrush Essentials. So again, there's going to be days that you'll want X out. There's going to be days that you're going to want eraser. So it's good to have those options on how you're feeling that day. All right, so now I have my X out. And that's one pass. So I can go in, cover what I need to cover. And so you can see both work amazingly. This is the X out's going to give me just a tinge more coverage. And even though it's mainly for Xing out dark circles, use it all over. You don't want to take that time to switch products. There's really no need to do that. So do you need both? I would, just because of the fact there's going to be days that I don't need as much coverage, or that I just want a little bit of the redness, or my nose, you know, how my nose is red. I can just cover that with eraser. Then maybe I want to step up the coverage a notch. Then I'm going to go to X out. We put those in the essentials because they are essential. So Jeannie, did you do their makeup for fun, or for like they just wanted to experience it? I love it. Oh yeah, and it is a lot different, isn't it, doing somebody that doesn't have wrinkles. All right, so eraser on this side. Can you guys see the difference? It covers what I need to cover. This side is a little bit lighter. I don't know if you guys can tell that, but all that will go away because of the foundation, right? It's going to even me out. Now I'm going to take Soft Rose Blush. And let's see. All right, so I'm going to shake up the Soft Rose Blush. And put a couple of drops right in here. Maybe shake this up a little bit more. Oh, one wants an airbrush for, you know, I wish I had my airbrush when I was younger. My life going through, like, wait, can you imagine if we had this when we had breakouts and stuff? Woo, it'd be so much easier. We probably, would have less breakouts, but just being a teen and maybe having some acne, it's covered and you don't even have to think about it. All right, so now I'm going to apply the blush. Now I'm applying the blush first because I like a blush that's more blended and not as bold, a little more subtle. So because our blush is super high pigmented and it does intensify once it's on, I like doing it first, because if I do get a little heavy-handed or, and honestly, I can just spray it and I don't even have to worry about it, because I know that I'm going to apply the foundation on over it and it's going to blend out. I think I still had some foundation in there too. All right. So I use those. Notice how I go back and forth, because again, you don't want it when you're applying it, you're spraying so light that you don't want it to be wet at all. But because we're concentrating just on a certain area, you have to give it a little time in between. So that's why I go back and forth until I use the blush. And I do start with 2 drops. You can let that settle and see if you want more. And then you can also apply, like once I put my foundation on, if I look at myself and I'm like, no, I need more blush, then I can apply it over that. Because with airbrush, you're not covering every inch of your face, you are able to add some later, which I love. All right, so let me shake this guy up again. How are you, Deborah? Shaking, shaking, shaking. All right, there we go. Hold on one second. Let me do this real quick. Might have to pop this cap off for a second. I'm going to do a couple of drops. Now, I don't have to do as many drops because I have my pre-coverage, plus the blush is also going to help with coverage. But now I start and I make one pass and get a little bit under my eyes. Deborah, she's great. Thank you. And so I make one pass. I make one completed pass and then look to see if there's, you know, did I miss anything? Where do I need more coverage? Is my blush blended how I like it? Or I keep going. Normally I don't have to make as many passes when I do that pre-coverage. And by the way, if you heard that shut down, there is a timer on your system. So after, I think it's like 15 minutes or so, it goes off. Get a little bit more coverage on my chin. And there we go. All right. So I have the coverage that I want. I have the blush where I want it. And then at this point, I could add Love if I want that nice little highlight, or if I want to keep it matte, I can keep it matte. Let's see. Let's add a little bit of Love, and I'm going to add a little bit of Love right on my lids as well. So a couple of drops of Love. And I just blew an eyelash in my eye. Okay. And then I'm going to do just a little bit more right there. And what that's going to do, because Love is a hydrating illuminator, it's not a shine, it's just a luminosity. It gives you that young, youthful luminosity to your skin, and it's just going to grab light, very subtle. So if you're one that you're like, ooh, I don't know about shimmer, I don't know, Love's going to be perfect for you. You can also mix it in with your blush, and it's beautiful. And then also in with your foundation to change the look of your foundation, and it's amazing. Thank you, Deborah. Deborah says my blush is blooming, and it is. It is. It is. Do a little bit more on the eyes. So there's really a lot of things that you can do with Love. And I always say, like, it might not be something that you use every single day. And just keep in mind that you are using drops at a time. And but there's so many different uses for it. You might use it every day. But I would try mixing it in with your foundation. It is beautiful mixed in. And you just need a couple of drops. You don't need to overdo it. But just to give you a nice little something special for your foundation. It's a little different. All right, I'm now going to apply some lip liner. We all need, yes, Deborah, we all need a little love. Jacqueline loves love. Who doesn't love love, right? And I love that we send you love. Jeannie, it just depends. Jeannie's asking how many drops I use, and honestly, it just depends. If I'm just doing the high cheekbone area down my nose, 2. Eyes, more than maybe 3. If I mix it in with my foundation, I do just 2. That's about it. Dusty Rose lip liner. This is one, I love this one because it's one of my staples. I really do. It's kind of my go-to. But because I'll wear it just like this as a lip. But it is a great neutral. So it can, on me, it's pink, but it can turn a little peachy. But it is great for like a everyday something to put underneath something. So if you have a favorite lipstick and maybe you want that precise line, you can use the Dusty Rose for that. And of course, we know that Renee would put on the lip jelly. I'm like, should I put something else? I think I'm going to put on, is this blush? I think I'm going to put on blush. Yes, our blush liquid topper. It's not going to tingle or plump my lips like the lip jelly is or would, but it'll give, it has more of a, it has a little bit of a pink finish. It's called blush. And so it'll turn this a little bit more pinky, just a little bit. So there you go. So of course I would finish this with curling my lashes and mascara to complete that look, but we will do that in the next one. All right. All right, guys, keep in mind if, thank you, Jeannie. Oh, everybody's so sweet today. I love it. Jacqueline, soft rose. She likes the soft rose. The soft rose is, I really do like it, especially with this look. So there we go. All right, guys, we will be back at 2. I'm going to see you back here at 2 Central Time. And keep in mind, guys, let me know if there's anything you guys want to see. Reach out and let me know so we can, hopefully I have it here, but we can reach it. You can tell me ahead of time and I'll make sure to have it and we'll go over that. All right. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope everybody has a great Monday. All right. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now, guys.